Welcome to the PDR Workshop show. Man, it's kind of tough not saying live show anymore, but we are in this beautiful setting. We're on the pier here, and the water underneath of us, behind us, in front of us. It's actually pretty great.
The shop is down the street.
Yeah, right down the street. Literally, like, we can walk there. So this is nice. We're going to kind of capture some of this fall weather. Or I guess we're still in fall, right? Yeah, we're in fall weather.
Starting.
Yeah, starting fall. So I love this spontaneous podcast, man. I love this stuff, man. I got a little quick setup here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Dave, you had a topic. You want to go over that topic?
Yeah, I was actually reading some of our comments the other day. Just going through some of our videos. It's something I do from time to time just to see what everyone, is commenting about, what they want to see, what they want to know. And I had an interesting, or one of the comments was actually that I came across was super interesting, and it was, how do you guys bring so much enthusiasm to work every day? And I was like, it's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
And so for me, I love what I do.
Yeah, I agree.
I love pushing on metal. I love working with customers. I just love our business, all of it. And this has been my career for, the latter half of 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I can't say every day is day in and day out is like bring enthusiasm. Because there are stressors that come along with just business and just with our career in general. But when it comes down to it, at the core, I genuinely love delivering a product that I worked on.
Yeah, that you can pretty much put your signature on.
Yeah, a satisfactory product, and the customer's happy, we're happy, and the whole interaction went smooth. That, for me, is like when I'm probably the happiest during the day. I'm probably the most stressed out with actually working on the car, of course. Because sometimes, our dents and the work that we do, especially even with the larger repairs, the more complex, the 1-2 day repairs,
they
can become stressful.
Yeah. Just seeing the car there just for 2-3
days. But what
days,
really for me does it is when I deliver it and the whole transaction's done and paid for and everything, and we're just standing there as they're looking at their car and we're kind of talking about it, and they're just, wow,
and it's like
oh my gosh, like that whole. That part right there is what kind of really does it for me, and that's what I actually like, why I bring enthusiasm, because in the morning I'm ready to deliver that. I'm waiting for that to happen throughout the day, and that's kind of when I know, boom, it was a successful day. This person is super happy with the repair. They love the entire process from the getting the quote to meeting us, getting the actual estimate at the shop, delivering it, waiting for it, or dropping it off. With the whole process, us working, we deliver it. It looks great. When it's all said and done, and they're happy, that's why, I do love what we do. Yeah.
No, I agree. I go to the gym every day. Or at least try to go to the gym every day. Yeah. And that's what gets me pumped up, gets the blood flowing, gets my mind moving. All I'm doing is just thinking about it. But I think it's just the fact of that completion, that, you started something. It's like a puzzle. So every dent is like a puzzle for me. And then I pretty much put it all back together, and then I'm displaying it. And that obviously that's the time where that you present it to the customer and stuff like that. So seeing them go, wow, I didn't think it can turn out like that, and just always providing that 100%, that keeps me going. And then another thing, if you're a business owner, one of my mentors said, if normally what upsets you, what stresses you out, are the things that you don't want to do. That's it. Getting brain fart here. So basically delegate the things that you don't want to do. And so a lot of times when I'm working, I do not want to answer the phone. I want to spend time putting this puzzle together. I want to hone into this repair. I have no problem recording it and moving the camera around a couple of times, but that still gets cumbersome with doing that one.
The music isn't interrupted.
Exactly.
You're still in the zone when you're moving the camera around.
Right.
During that repair though, you're in it. You're focused. Mm-hmm. That's not a distraction. That it's the music stopping, the phone ringing, the text message dinging, the admin looking for this piece of paperwork, from us, stuff like that. Those are the distractions that kind of take you away from the repair.
And that's the most stressful thing. So what we did was obviously hire someone to answer the phone, because I'm not blaming any customers or anything like that. I want them to call us because that's more people I can impact and more people that can see what we can do. And as I'm not just trying to grow Dentless Touch, I'm trying to grow the entire PDR industry and to bring it into new heights and bring it to the forefront. That, you know, like I've always been preaching, that we've been kind of compressed from the body shop. We need to be the first call and not the second call, especially for minor repairs. So
and it's kind of crazy, right? So you know, we have this bubbly enthusiasm starting in the morning, and then there's going to be one or two things that really throw that whole thing off, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's funny because we're talking about phone calls being a distraction, I think, just during our repairs. But if it's another technician calling you, it's typically fine, right? If it's another tech or someone who knows what we're talking about.
I guess you're right. It's a different feel.
It's sometimes the redundant questions that we always have to answer with the customer, just because the nature of our business, PDR isn't at the forefront, maybe like a body shop is, and they understand that process, right? So we're always doing explaining about what we do and how the whole process works, from the estimate to the repair to the delivery and what they're supposed to get, right? And so when a technician's calling, they're speaking your lingo, so, and you're already working, what are you working on? And you're able to kind of talk about it and it kind of walk yourself through it as you're working on it, right? Sometimes those little, I know that car, and they give you a tip real quick. Oh, wow. So sometimes those phone calls aren't the distraction.
And plus, when they call, when they're hearing beating on the in the background, they're not like, I can't hear you. What are you saying? There's a lot of noise in the background. They're more, you know, acceptive to the noise in the background, because they know we're going to be beating, we're still going to be working, we're going to be blending, we're going to be pushing.
They know what those sounds are.
Exactly. And almost as if they're so used to it, it's just like they don't even hear it at that point. And so, you know, when a customer calls us, you want to give them their time. You're right. And so you pretty much stop what you're doing, stop the tools. And because, you know, there's a shop, there's other technicians in there, you know, we have a detailer, she may be running a vacuum, so now we're actually displaced by having to step outside or stepping to the main office. You were
crouched down, now you're standing
up,
we're
standing and we're walking away. So
you're taking a little break, which you may have not wanted to at that point, but you're kind of forced to because you're on the phone. You know, and some of those things, they kind of create these ups and downs throughout the day, right? But we do, I think, in general, just bring natural enthusiasm for what we do. Of course, because we
still love what we do, and I think we just put the right people in place so that we are not interrupted.
And minimize those things that allow us to really hone into what we like to do.
Right.
And where we perform best, which is pushing and running the business, right? That's where we thrive.
If you can continue to be in that realm, the realm of pushing where you're strong at, then there should be no reason why it shouldn't be enough to at least delegate that task, pay for that person to delegate. Because if I can spend 2 to 3 more hours really hone into a repair, that could obviously pay for the assistance in not having me to keep being interrupted over the phone and emails and stuff like that. So,
and I think
that's what keeps enthusiasm for me. It's just putting things, people in place that are strong in the areas that I'm weak, and so that just helps the whole team. I mean, that's what the point of a team, right? It just helps us grow. Some of my techs, man, they do not like answering the phone. Some of them love answering the phone, and it doesn't slow them down. So we let them do what they are strong at.
Certain things that, and you know, their strengths and weaknesses are different than ours. Ours are different than theirs. Ours are different between each other as well. So, you know, we understand that as business owners, as you know, master technicians, we understand that, and I think we are very confident in our skill, which allows us to really bring that enthusiasm to work every day. So to answer that person's comment on our channel, that's how we bring enthusiasm to work every day.
Getting a routine that works for you, and then some of the things that you dislike doing, those are probably your stressors, and then that's when you're going to be more enthusiastic to go to work, when you know those stressors are not there or they're being handled. I think one of your stresses was just the paperwork at one point. And so because you're not dealing with paperwork anymore, a lot more rosy.
Love it.
So those are things that you just got to, and each person, like you said, each person is different. And so as you hire people, figure out where their stressors are and then just help them get past that. All right, guys, so that's the end of this podcast, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.